All right, everybody, this is John. Welcome to tonight's video. So we're gonna start off looking at a daily chart over here on the S&Ps, in this case, the S&Ps, and then a 7 to 8 minute chart over here. The 7 to 8 minute chart is basically the hourly chart. The reason I use it is that an hourly chart, the cash session is 360 minutes. And so if you're using an hourly chart, you get 6 1-hour bars and then 1 half-hour bar. And it just kind of bugs me. And a 7 to 8 minute chart, divided by 5 or divided by 78 equals 5. So you have 5 equal bars. And so that's the only reason I use it. Otherwise, they're going to be pretty similar. So what'll come up a lot of times is after a market has been like this and it's like, oh my God, it's overbought and you're starting to see sell signals, but it's not really falling. It's what are some safe trades that you can do? And by safe, essentially, within the context of high probability, right? It's like, all right, this thing still has moved, because we don't want to, if this was something where it's like, oh, it's overbought, I'm going to short it, then, this has just been a disaster. Whereas when something like this is being revalued and it's like, oh my God, the S&Ps are at 6,300, but they need to be valued, at 7,100, then, none of this stuff matters. It's just the market's being revalued. And this is driven a lot by semiconductors right now. And so as things are being revalued, then, these are just lines on the chart. They're just interpretations of price. But then once something gets into a groove and is fairly valued, which is reflective of all the moving averages flattening out, then technicals actually matter quite a bit, because that's when they have an impact. And so on something like this, what I have found, we'll look at this on the daily and say, oh my God, it can't go up any higher. And then here we are at 68.50. And if we look at this was about here. And right here, it just looks like a pause. But on the 7 to 8 minute chart is this beautiful consolidation, and you got squeezes, and this turned into this huge move. And then there's squeezes here, and this one was an okay move. This doesn't look great, but that's still like a 40, 50 point move in the S&Ps. And then this one right here, again, you buy in the green, and that's around 7,100. And then up here, it kind of peters out around 7,160, give or take. Solid move, right? So right now, there's not any squeezes there in the SPX, but there are in some other charts. So NVIDIA, by all practical accounts, is extended on a daily chart. But if we go over here on the 78 minute, it's like, okay, we got a squeeze. We had kind of an idealized situation there. Remember, the arrows essentially are saying like, yeah, hey, there's a squeeze. And by the way, a squeeze by itself is fine. It's still a squeeze. It's good. The arrows essentially are saying like, hey, the perfect conditions are actually here. Now, if they're not perfect conditions, it's still a squeeze. But what the quote unquote perfect conditions do is that if you're scanning and you got 200 candidates, a lot of times maybe 20 of those will have exhibiting perfect conditions. And so it narrows down your watch list very quickly and kind of gives you the cream of the crop and the best of the best without, with a minimal amount of time. And that's fantastic. And that's on our scanner there. And so I like this. Now, the rule of thumb on something like this is, when you see it, then wait for moves into the green pocket. It doesn't matter where. This isn't a game of horseshoes. It's a game of grenades. So the green area, and it could be the top of the green area. You could wait and try to get the bottom of the green area. It doesn't matter. This just gives you a range. The main thing is that you're not buying right here. So it's like, at least get close to the green area. So that one looks pretty good. And then another one that I really like, and I haven't traded Intel in forever, but really like this. This is one that we picked up today. And the idea here was, yeah, look, on the daily chart, Intel, it's doubled basically. So it's like, oh my gosh, why would we buy it right now? Well, look, here was a 7 to 8 minute squeeze. That was solid. Here was a 7 to 8 minute squeeze. That was obviously solid. And then while we don't have the ideal conditions right now, we still have a squeeze. And so that's when I looked at that and said, okay, well, we did have ideal for NVIDIA. Intel's obviously in the same category as NVIDIA. We got semis, and that's good enough for me. So as we came down in the green zone, we picked some up, and then essentially just looking to see, can we get new all-time highs here, and using that as a trade. So this is an example of kind of our updated, simpler scanner. I'm going to be doing a webinar on this tomorrow, Wednesday, at 6 o'clock Central. So if you want to see all the updates that have been made on this, it's pretty awesome. But on this particular one, I wanted to do 78 minute, a 78 78-minute scan and look for things that were bullish. And then we can sit there and say, like, okay, does it have weekly options? I want to trade something that has weekly options. I like trading options. And then, is it liquid? So what are some volume preferences and things like that? And then I also like to say, is there an ideal squeeze? Are there arrows? Yes or no? And then ideally, if there are arrows, then I'm not going to look at something like Microsoft is trading, like 38% of its range. So that just means that its high was here, its low was here, and it's trading here. I would much rather trade something that's like 96% of its range, 99% of its range, because that just shows a stock that's got strong demand. And again, if you're going to try and decide like and narrow down like where you're going to risk your money, I mean, to me, this is kind of a no-brainer because, okay, yeah, you've got two squeezes and one's in a stock that's at 37% of its annual range and the other one's at 98% of its annual range, meaning it's very near new 52-week highs. The answer to me is without a doubt, unequivocally, no contest, you're going to do the one that's closer, like above, like within 2% of new all-time highs. The market is telling you that the demand for that stock exceeds the supply, whereas the stock that's at 37% of its range, whether it's Microsoft, whether it's Oracle, is telling you that the amount of supply that's being put onto the market exceeds the demand for the shares. So like, why are we going to buy it now? Of course, you could short it if you want to. Right now, we're just talking about the long side. And so that's what we're looking at there. And then, what's nice about this, you come over here, we got a lot of things that you can do on daily, weekly, monthly, different time frames and things like that. And then you could also make your own kind of custom scan and things like that too. And anyway, this is just great. I'm super excited. This is something that David has kind of built out and put together, and just super excited about the potential for it. All right, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna switch this chart on. I'm trying to decide which one. Let's switch this chart to a weekly. And then I'm going to come over here and switch this chart to a daily. And that's Intel, of course. It wasn't that long ago when it was a struggling $20 stock. So let's look at a couple more here. All right, so for a couple of charts, notable charts to look at, Microsoft has had a good run, just like a lot of other stocks here, and does have earnings coming up in a couple of days. And, it's had a good move from about 355 to 472, which is fantastic. Of course, well off its highs and frankly, kind of a dead cat bounce. The most notable thing here I want to point out is on the daily chart, this is the 200 period moving average, and we're just well below it. And when you get something that's below its 200 period moving average, it tells you a lot about what the market thinks about that particular stock. And, the easiest way to look at this is now let's compare this to SMH, semis. So for SMH on the daily chart, if I got to zoom out here a little bit, but you'll see that the 200 period moving average has been slowly creeping higher, even when we were selling off here. It's selling, but you can see the moving average is slowly creeping higher. And so just think of that as accumulation. You're above the 200. The 200 is sloped upwards. You've got a market that's being accumulated heavily. And if we look at Microsoft, kind of think of it as the moment that the trend flattened here in the 200. Just think of it as massive distribution. And then of course, if it starts to fall, then you have selling. It goes from distribution to selling. So the 200 is late. It's going to be an indicator that's slow. But the most important thing is to understand, if you've got a strong sector, think of the semis and what that looks like. It just doesn't change. And when you have something like this, it just means that the stock's really just being revalued, is for lack of a better term. It's like, well, we thought Microsoft was worth 555 and growing, but we were wrong. And, this is what we're doing now. Two stocks of the Mag 7, notably Google, all-time highs, and you've got a weekly squeeze ideal forming. Now, what that means is typically you got more upside. Now, it's kind of a tricky place to buy it, admittedly, but again, remember when a stock's being revalued, these are just lines on the chart. I'm personally on something like this, it kind of goes back to what we were talking about earlier. Is there a 78-minute squeeze? Is there something like that we could get into? But the idea with this is that there's certainly more room because this hasn't even fired yet. And you can see the 200 is just sloping nicely ever higher. So that's Google. NVIDIA is the same way, new all-time highs. And if we look at this on Google or on NVIDIA, same thing. We eked out some new all-time highs on this today. And then same thing here. Even when it was selling off and even when it was sold off through the 200, you can see that the 200 was still sloping upwards the whole time. So super, super, super important distinction. And then last, Amazon, kind of out of the blue, suddenly showing a very strong AI game, new all-time highs as well. And, its 200 was admittedly a little sloppier. We're kind of going up right here. It did flatline. It kind of picked up again. So it's been a little sloppier. But at the end of the day, here we are at all-time highs as the AI picture is essentially being redefined, okay? All right, that's what I got. If you are interested in kind of the new updated scanner tool, which does a lot of things that we couldn't do before, and it does them in a faster and essentially more instinctual way, it's helped a lot in kind of finding those needles in the haystack kind of a thing, mining for gold in terms of setups. We'll be talking about that tomorrow night. All right, you guys and gals have a good one. See you at the next update.